Hey guys, I just want to let you guys know here on YouTube that I'm buying. I'm buying crypto. I'm buying Bitcoin right now, as a matter of fact. I'm buying Bitcoin. And I told you guys that I would let you know when I'm buying. And I also told you guys that I was waiting for a third leg down. Well, it's here. That third leg down is here. Now, there's a lot of people that are confused about when to buy. And remember, this is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. I'm just telling you guys what Larry is doing, okay? I'm telling you guys that I'm buying Bitcoin right now. I'm dollar cost averaging. But I'm also going to tell you because I know some of you guys are just going to want to just take off and start buying, okay? Uh-oh, got water seeping here. It's not good. I'm sorry, guys. So what I'm telling you guys is I'm buying, right? You have to buy how much you want to buy, and you have to buy when you want to buy, okay? So here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you guys that you got to be strategic. And let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about crypto. You got to be strategic. Now, I'm very strategic in my buying. And at some point I start buying and I don't care about the price. And that's going to sound crazy. Let me explain. You got some people that really know about crypto cycles that would buy, let's stick to Bitcoin, that will buy Bitcoin 400 days, some 500 days before the halving, right? You can Google and see when the halving is supposed to happen. Now, it's just a guesstimation at this point, if you understand cycles and how Bitcoin is mined, okay? And at the hash rate and all of that. But all I'm going to tell you is generally a year after the high, you can safely start accumulating. Now, I'm going to accumulate Bitcoin, and I'm going to save enough money to accumulate from now until November, like I said. Now, here's one of the things I want to be crystal clear about as it pertains to Bitcoin. I've said here in probably the last couple of months that I would start buying in October and I would be done buying in November. Historically, I would have just started at the beginning of November and just ended at the end of November. Either that, because that is what the cycle tells me to do, or a major third leg down. Well, we're in the midst of a third leg down. When I checked, Bitcoin was lower today than it was yesterday, and it keeps coming down. Okay, well, it did dip lower yesterday than it is currently. But just take the dip out, it's holding at a lower rate. And yes, I've told you guys mid 50s is where it could come. Some people are saying 40s. I don't think, and I said this when we were on a live with the guys, and some of the guys said they could see Bitcoin at 30. I don't think we're going to ever see a $30,000 Bitcoin again unless there's a major liquidation. Now, if you go to the lows of every Bitcoin cycle, you will see that there was a sustained low, and then what pushed it further down was something like the Mt. Gox or the FTX. There was always a liquidation or some sort of scandal that forced it to wick down much further under the 200-day moving average, okay, on the weekly time frame. You guys will see that every single time there was a liquidation. But you got to understand what causes liquidations. When these companies that hold all of this Bitcoin, when it dips beneath a certain price point, it exposes how weak they are and how insolvent they are. And that could happen again. And MicroStrategy is a big player. Yes, it is. MicroStrategy is a big player, and MicroStrategy could prove itself to be insolvent, and it could cause a massive liquidation. I want you to Google how much Bitcoin they own. Now, if there's a massive liquidation and Bitcoin comes down to the 40s, that's when Larry will buy a big chunk and just stop accumulating. Why? My way of accumulating Bitcoin is different. I like to buy heavy early, and then I'll dollar cost average at a higher rate. Now, some of you right now are looking at me and listening to me, and you were buying Bitcoin over 100,000 because you heard it was going to the moon, and now you won't touch it at 60. That's backwards, and that's not the way I do it, okay? I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. You had FOMO when it went over 100, and it was easier for you to buy because it was moving up. And now that it's moving down and the fear has you gripped, now you don't want to buy because you think it's going lower and you're going to time it. Well, I will tell you this. Many will miss the bottom. This happens every cycle. I'm here every cycle telling you guys this. Since 2020, many will miss the bottom, especially since 2021. Many will miss the bottom because they're waiting for it to go lower. Some keyboard warrior is going to get on here that knows nothing about crypto whatsoever, nothing about Bitcoin. And he's going to grab a number through the ether and he's going to say it's coming down. Now fear grips you. Remember when I was talking about your emotions? And now you don't want to buy because you think it's going lower. But you bought some at 80, 90, 100. Some of you guys bought Bitcoin at $124,000, but you won't touch it at 60. Well, I'm here to tell you that doesn't make any sense. And I will also tell you this. I don't care if I buy Bitcoin at 60 and by 2030 it's 480,000. Or by 2030 it's 240,000. I don't care if I buy it at 60 right now. So what I'm doing is I'm dollar cost averaging. So I don't miss it. So I don't miss the run. And if it comes down more, I'm saving more to buy. So for instance, I'm only taking 20% of the money I'm spending in Bitcoin, and I'm dollar cost averaging at this range because I still have a lot of Bitcoin. So the amount of money I want to put into Bitcoin, I'm only dollar cost averaging right now at 20%. If it flushes, I'm going to be brave and I'm buying a big chunk. And I'm going to buy some more XRP. And I'm going to buy some more Solana. And I'm going to buy a little ETH. Okay, I still have my ETH. Then I will be looking for the altcoins. And you know I'm going to dibble in some of the meme coins. And I'm going to dibble in some of the meme coins that I've been in, that I still have. Believe it or not, I still have my Bunk. I still have my Pepe, the twins. All right, I still have it. Yeah, it's down. Look at cycles. They can wake back up and they can go back up. But remember, 80% of Larry's money is in Bitcoin. So I am rolling with the big dog that's going to make me wealthy. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm trying to stay wealthy. Okay? So what I'm saying is you have to look at the cycles and see that we are past 100 days from the high. We are the 400 days, 500 days leading up to, we're in that time frame, leading up to the halving. We're in that time frame. And it's just safer to just buy. And yes, if you started dollar cost averaging last night, it's actually lower today. In Money Moves, I showed exactly how much I'm buying, but I don't want anybody to get like me. I want you to think for yourself because you are responsible for your own money. I spent last night charting, and I charted a long time, and I always go back, and I still have my old charts. from Bitcoin and crypto cycles. Remember, I talked to the CEOs, and I'm about to call one that actually mine the Bitcoin, okay? And see what they see, because that's who I get my information from. Not some keyboard warrior that tells you to buy more when it's up, and then when it's down, they tell you it's going lower. So what I'm telling you is guard your emotions. You're about to see a bunch of videos telling you that Bitcoin is coming down to 30, it's coming down to 20. And then you're gonna have some saying, I told you it was crap, it's going to 0. You're gonna have all of that. And you're gonna cause some stranger you don't know with no proven record to cause you to miss out. Now, I'm not telling everyone to buy it. It is a high risk asset. Bitcoin is in all crypto. It is a new store of value. It's still brand new. All right. I don't care if it goes back to 2012. It's new. Okay. It's new. What I'm going to tell you is, at some point, you just got to start dollar cost averaging and getting back in the game. Okay? So the Bitcoin that I'm accumulating now is for my kids. I have enough for me and my wife to be Bitcoin millionaires. So I'm still accumulating. All right? That's why I was patient to wait for the third leg down. Well, I've been talking about it's the third leg down. I've been saying I've been patient. Well, here is the third leg down. And I just want you to look at all the popular ones, okay? I want you to look at Solana and Sui. Yeah, I still have my Sui. I like Sui, okay? I like Sui. I still have it, right? And you're going to hear people saying this project is no good, that project is no good. Let me tell you something. How good the project is has nothing to do with how it's going to perform. Look at ADA. Oh, it's the best project ever. And I told you guys, in 2021, I had a ton of ADA. But now, because of the CEO and how slow he moves, I'm not touching it. I was done with it. I was done with it in 2022, like I told you guys. I'm done with ADA. All right? I had some, I rolled it over. In the pump, PUMP, I rolled it over into a meme coin. All right? I sold most of it, rolled it over to a meme coin and pumped. Okay, and I set my stop losses just like I told you guys have been watching me, and most of it triggered. So I'm telling you guys that you're going to have a lot of fear with crypto. You're going to have the fear of MicroStrategy causing a major collapse, and then you're also going to have the fear of quantum computing breaking the code, which I believe that quantum computing, not only myself, but some of the Bitcoin mining CEOs, some of the biggest ones in the world, we had this conversation and they believe that it will be worked out. And I do too. So fear is going to cause a lot of people to miss out. Let me tell you two main reasons why Bitcoin is dumping right now. We had the jobs report that came out, okay? The jobs report came out. Larry, that has nothing to do with Bitcoin, crypto. You are wrong. I'm here to tell you the truth. You're dead wrong. You have no idea what you're talking about. It has a lot to do. Look at that little gecko. Look at that little gecko. What is that in his neck? His neck just went. All right. What's that, y'all? You see that gecko? Sorry, I'm talking about serious business and I'm like, squirrel. His neck came out like there's a little gecko. Somebody tell me what's that about. All right, so listen, here's why it's going down. The job report came out and it did much better than expected. The jobs data, right? That job data came out and bonds, so the bond market, bonds spiked, okay? So the bonds spiked. Usually when the bond market spike like that, you got to understand what the yield represents. Then stocks go low. Because the jobs came out and people will have more money to spend and inflation is already high, that's bad for inflation. That means that people have more money, they'll spend more money, causing inflation to go up higher. That means that the new Fed, Kevin Walsh, will now have to either stay interest rates or raise them. He will not be lowering them. Well, crypto has a correlation with low rates. Okay? When rates are high, crypto goes down. Okay? And so that is one of the main things why it was already cooling off, but that's why it took a dump, okay, yesterday morning, all right? A deeper dump. That's why the NASDAQ fell by 1,200 points, closing negative 1,100 points, and crypto got hit too. It's all correlated. What started the sell-off was Michael Saylor selling some crypto, right? If you look at the, what was it, 2.3 million? If you look at the amount of Bitcoin that he sold, it was the equivalent of him leaving a tip on the table after going to McDonald's compared to the amount that he holds, right? So what has the market now is fear. If you look at the 200-day moving average and where we are in the cycle, crypto is doing what crypto is supposed to do. And because of that, I chose to buy. Okay? So I just want to come out here and lay out the facts. We're going to see a lot of people talking this and that and the other. So I don't come here and show a lot of charts, but you best believe I'm in the charts. But I also see cycles. I see what's happening before it hits the charts. Remember, the charts is an indicator, but somewhat of a lagging indicator. But it can show us things that could be happening, but it can't predict a tweet from the president that calls the market to jump up or jump down. The charts can't predict that, okay? So sometimes you got to look at the charts and then see what else is going around you, around the world, then come back to the charts and make your thesis. And that's what I do. And that's how I knew the market was about to fall. And that's why I came on here and told you guys, I don't always get it right. I don't always see it. I told you guys the pullback was coming, okay? And I hope that some of you guys set some stop losses and took some profits. But I'm buying. And I hope it continues to come down, talking about Bitcoin. I hope it continues to come down. Then I'm going to start looking at some more alts. And then I'm going to start looking at some play money with the crap coins, okay? All right, guys, I'll see you. Let me know what you are looking at right now. Is it XRP? Is it Bitcoin? Whatever it is, let me know what it is. Man, this gecko just keeps playing with me. Look at this. All right, guys. I'll see you later. We'll talk more about crypto. I haven't talked about crypto in a while because there wasn't nothing to talk about. I told you guys, I'm waiting on the third leg down. Well, it's here. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.